From the Atlantic Ocean all the way out to the Pacific Ocean, and absolutely every place in America in between, I've traveled. I've quote-unquote overlanded. And over the years, I've set up 2 Toyotas to bring me wherever I needed to be and get me back home. One of the things that I've had a lot of issues with are awnings. And in this video, I'm going to show you a solution that I came up with that seems to be working out perfectly. It's called the Easy On 1000 or 2000. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, you're going to want to sit back, you're going to want to relax, and you're going to want to check this out. Before we start this video, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button and then hit the little bell next to it so you're notified of all new videos. Here we go. So let me qualify by saying I've had several awnings over the years, and when I said earlier in this video that I had problems with them, let me explain that. The problems that I had with the awnings were this.
There you go. Yep, right there. Right there. Right there. Tennessee bump. Go.
Unlike many Overlanders, I actually built this 7,000-pound supercharged monster Land Cruiser to go four-wheeling. But I still lived out of it, and I still drove it from the East Coast to the West Coast and had to get home afterwards. So the awning was always the first thing to get ripped off the truck, one way or the other. And, well, the awning and then also my WeBoost antenna. But WeBoost has always sent me a brand new one as soon as I ripped the old one off, so you gotta love that. But I've done a review on the Foxwing 270 awning, which was awesome, but sadly I ripped that off in the Ozarks doing this. Off-roading east of the Mississippi, the Northeast, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, etc., the Ozarks, is way different than wheeling out west because you have non-stop water crossings, mud, granite rocks, and trees galore to deal with. And these things are very hard on awnings, big time. So when I retired the old Land Cruiser and started building the new 4Runner, one of the things I kept in mind was an awning. So many times I had been out in the middle of the desert or at the top of a mountain and there was just no shade, and it was killing me. I had to find an awning, so I hit up Paul over at Equipped One, and he pointed me towards the hardcover version of the Easy On 1000 or 2000. I picked the 1000, but they're basically the same. They're very similar. The Easy On 1000 has waterproof PVC awning with an aluminum hard case, and that was the selling point to me right there. The aluminum hard case blended in with my Alucab perfectly, and I made my own mounts to make it work on the FrontRunner Slimline 2. It gives you 40 square feet of coverage. It only weighs 24 pounds total. And the dimensions when it's open are 79 inches long by 71 inches wide. And it works out really, really well. It took me a minute to figure out how to do this on my own. I kind of fumbled around with it, but once you figure out how to open it up and set it up, it only takes one time. It sets up perfectly. So not only was the aluminum hard case a huge selling point for me because it protects the awning and it lets trees and other things slide by, as opposed to like the ARB or the Oz tent where it had a bag that would catch on everything, you know what I'm saying? Which would eventually tear the bag, which just made all sorts of issues. Not only is the aluminum case awesome, but the construction and the design is perfect. Now, I did a review on the ARB 2500, which is almost a carbon copy of this, except it had a zipper bag. And, well, here, take a look. When I first pulled this awning out for the first time, the fabric was kind of garbage in my opinion, and the construction of it was kind of garbage. No offense, because I'm not paid by anybody to say anything in any of these gear reviews unless I tell you so, but that's never the case. I don't run ARB on my trucks at all. Everything they make is, I don't know, it just isn't for me, and the ARB awning was kind of a piece of crap. And literally, I set the awning up for the first time, the wind blew and the whole thing bent over the top of my truck. So within 10 minutes of deploying it, it was trashed. And the fabric already had holes in it because the fabric for the awning was incredibly easy to tear. Unlike the Easy On. The Easy On's fabric is amazing, and in the last 4 months or 30,000 miles in my new 4Runner, the awning got tested out in lots of locations, and it passed every single time. No issues, no damage, no nada. And it got stormy numerous times, as it often tends to do in the Rocky Mountains. So whether it's sheltering yourself from thunderstorms, or you find yourself in the desert with not a tree around whatsoever and you need shelter from the sun, or even snow, I've set this thing up and we've had some serious storms blow through, and this Easy On didn't go anywhere at all. It is a rugged awning. I'm going to show you how long it took me to set it up for the first time by myself. And I'll leave links below to Equipped one, which I have no affiliation with, but Paul is a good guy and he'll set you up. He sells only top quality gear, in my opinion. In doing what I do, traveling the country alone and going to really remote places and doing crazy crap that could break your vehicle or break your equipment, I always go out of my way to get the best equipment that I can find, whether it's made in America, made in Japan, or made in Australia, one of the three. And over the years, the last 10 years, I've gained a lot of experience on what's really good and what's really overpriced. So, my opinion should carry a little weight when you think of it that way. You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense. And let's not forget, according to Inside Edition,
off-roading expert Richard Comito has driven the dangerous stretch.
these are one-lane, twisting, curving roads carved into the side of a mountain with 100 to 1,000 foot drops on either side. No guardrails. It is probably one of the scariest things you'll ever do. Okay, I had to throw that in, but I'll tell you what. If you were on Inside Edition and they called you an off-roading expert, you'd probably mention it too. It wasn't my idea to call me that. They never told me they were going to call me that, but it's still funny. So there's that. So this is me setting up the awning for probably the 6th time and by myself. And this is exactly how long it took me to do it, including driving stakes into the ground because I'm in the Badlands of Wyoming getting ready to video a buddy of mine, a fellow YouTuber's channel, while he's doing a gun review. So I wanted shade for the cameras, and I wanted to stake it down in case some of Wyoming's famous wind blew up. But this is how long it took in reality. Now the price of this is about double what the ARB 2500 is, but I've owned the 2500. I installed it, it lasted 1 day, and it was destroyed. This thing has been with me for almost 30,000 miles, and it's been in every type of weather, and it's not showing any wear or tear. I'm incredibly impressed with this construction the design, everything about it. Once it's locked in place, it's locked in place. It's a really nice setup, and I highly recommend it. If you want to pay half and get the ARB, have at it, but you'll be replacing it in a year or two, or maybe less. But it depends on what your idea of overlanding is. I've already shown you mine. Now, why should you listen to this particular gear review? Because anytime you try to buy anything and you go to YouTube for a review, an honest review, almost every time these people are either sponsored by or the product was sent to them for free, and they want to please the person that sent them the free item so they get more free items. I pay for everything, and I'll tell you the truth whether it hurts your feelings or not. This Easy On absolutely impressed me, and after 6 months, it's still on my truck. It's not scratched. It doesn't have a dent in it, and I've set it up probably 18 times, and it's worked like a champ every time. It's a very, very smart design, and it's a very rigid setup once it's set up. Do you see what I'm saying? At any rate, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Leave a comment below. I will try to return the favor. And if you're interested in picking this up or anything for your off-road vehicle, I'll leave links to Equipped One down below. Just tell Paul that I sent you. Or don't. I'm out.